Hello there and welcome back to my new video. In this video I will briefly introduce you with one new feature that will soon be available in Kotlin, and that is a data object. So a data object is still experimental, but you can definitely expect it in the future. Now so far you have already seen a data keyword in front of the class keyword, right? And the whole point of that data keyword is to provide a couple of functions like equals, hashcode and toString. So with the data objects, the similar thing applies, only this time we are only allowed to use a toString function. Let me show you an example so you can see what this is all about. So here I have already prepared one example. So we have one single class response that contains 4 different child classes, right? So we have two data classes, success and error, because those two classes needs to pass or actually contain some data that we are going to pass. And those last two actually don't contain any parameters, which is why I have chosen objects instead. Now the first one is a data object, while the second one is a simple object. And both of those represents a singleton, right? Now here on the top I'm just printing basically each and every child from this response class. So let's just run this example so we can see the difference, right? Now I'm going to focus on those last two print functions. So the last one is our idle object, which is just a regular object, right? And our loading, or this third println, is a data object. Now this regular object will not print the actual name of our object, which is idle. Instead it will print this response class, which is a parent class. Then it will print the actual class or object, and then this unique ID, right? However, in most cases when we are printing the actual object, we don't want and we don't need all those information. We just need the name of our actual object, right? And that's the whole point of this new data object in Kotlin. So with a data object, now we don't need to print all those unnecessary information. Now we can just print a simple object name. And also, if you try, for example, to override those functions inside this object, so equals hashcode and toString, when I try to override them, then you will see that now we're going to receive here a message saying that the data object cannot have a custom implementation of equals or a hashcode, which means that we are not allowed to use those or actually override those two functions. But with a regular object, we will be able to override all those functions, right? Now, even though we can actually override this toString function within our data object, it's not actually necessary, right? So at the moment I'm using IntelliJ IDE to test out this new feature in Kotlin, and if you want to also experiment with some new features, then you're going to need here to add this Kotlin options language version to 1.8. And also you need to specify here Kotlin version to 1.7.20. Now that's not all. Also you're going to need to go to tools, then Kotlin, then configure Kotlin plugin updates, and from here you need to select this early access preview as well. And after that you will be able to experiment with all those new features that comes with Kotlin 1.7.20. And that's pretty much it. So that's everything that you need to know about the new data object that will come in the future in Kotlin. So let me know what you think about this new data object in Kotlin. Also be sure to like this video, but only if you find it helpful. And see you in the next one.